And there she was. And there she was. And there she was.
Going. Welcome, everyone. My name is Kartik. I'm one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I am super excited to welcome all of you to ETHGlobal New York. There we go. That's the energy. All right. All of you are here on a Friday evening because you know what an ETHGlobal event is all about. We started a long time ago with a mission to onboard thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem. And we do this by running a lot of hackathons and summits all across the world. This weekend is about building cool, amazing things, which makes this a hackathon. Our focus here is on builders, which means everybody in here is somebody who's willing to build something that they're excited about. This is a place for all of you to learn, get help, and kind of grow as individuals, upskill yourself on all the cool things that are happening, and most importantly, we strongly believe that showing is way more important than telling, which means no presentations at the end of the day. We're going to see working code on Sunday from all of you. And we've done this all across the world. We started about 6 years ago in a city called Waterloo in Canada with our very first event. Then it sort of went crazy. We went to Buenos Aires in Argentina, Cape Town, South Africa, very first ETH New York in 2018, London, Amsterdam, Mexico, Tokyo this year, Lisbon, a lot of you were here, Waterloo again just a few months ago, Paris about ETHCC 2 months ago, and we're finally back here for the third time in New York. So, I'm going to keep a lot of this very simple and short and straightforward. We're going to cover a lot of just important logistics. So let's get this started. 1,400 attendees are here in this building for this entire weekend. Massive round of applause to all of you. There's 950 hackers from almost 50 countries, and 33% of them are new to Web3. What does that actually mean? It means that 33% of them are existing Web2 developers, designers, product people trying to get into Web3. And that is a massive number of people that are going to be building cool shit. People came from 300 different countries from all across the world, and just seeing literally 6 continents being represented is absolutely incredible. So give yourself a massive round of applause, and I hope you get to meet people from all across the world too. Not only all that, we have 280 partners. These are amazing ecosystem builders, our sponsors, our partners who are here to help you get unblocked, tell you what they're excited about, tell you what their protocols are doing, and 30 dedicated technical mentors, which means you can ask somebody for help with anything that you're stuck on at any given time or this weekend. Whether it's 2 p.m. or 2 a.m., there will be somebody there at a desk to help you figure out wherever you need to do. The way you can identify them is by seeing who's ever is wearing a vest, like a construction one. Those are the people who are willing to help you, and they'll be very easy to spot, especially at night. So hope you get to enjoy that, all that help, and you can also reach all of them on Discord. And on top of that, we are doing 36 workshops. All of them actually already ended, so you can catch up on how every protocol works here on demand if you ended up missing something, and you get to learn about how all these things work and make your lives easier this weekend because you don't have to do everything from scratch. And if you ever have any questions about how to use something, you can just find the same speakers who are in the building and will be here this weekend to really learn more about all those things. And to top it all off, $500,000 in prizes are going to be given away this weekend. So I hope you all get to win some cool money. And this would not be possible without our 46 incredible partners. So I'm going to make sure I get the best of all the energy you have right now at 8 p.m. So we're going to just start clapping as loud as possible until I'm done saying all the names. And to make it fun, I'm going to say them faster, the faster you clap. Or the louder you clap. We'll try both. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I want to thank 1inch, WorldCoin, Uniswap Foundation, Wallet Connect, Arbiter and Filecoin, Ghost Chain, Polychain, Scroll, Laplace FinTech, Mantle, Biconomy, UMA, Starknet, the Graph, XMTP, Celo, Less Protocol, XCC, MetaMask, Axiom, ApeCoin, Ethereum Foundation, Base, Airstack, Hyperlane, Aave, Grand Style, Near, Mass Network, Cartesi, ENS, Unlimited Crypto, Neon, EVM, Safe, Axelar, Alliance, Unlock, Flashbots, Alio, Privy, Lit, Compound, Sunscreen, QuickNote, Fuel, and Mona. Wow, that was a lot. All these companies are here. You can talk to all of them and see what the next 5 years are going to look like in Web3. Enough of that. Let's cover some key logistics. What the next 36 hours is going to be all about. Let's start with some really important things. I'm going to cover all these topics, but before you can read all of this. I don't want to say the whole thing again. Let's just cover one important point, which all of you have experienced already. Do not use Wi-Fi hotspots. This is exactly why the internet is not behaving the way it should. Once you turn that on, it interferes with the same frequency bands the access points are on. They are right up on the ceiling. And as soon as you turn on your hotspot, they affect the actual speeds next to you in that radius that your phone reaches. So if you're experiencing slow internet and you also have a hotspot on to prevent being on the slow internet, you actually end up making the problem worse. We've detected a lot of these. We're going to be doing this the entire time over the weekend, and we're going to come actually find you and make you turn it off. We know what those MAC IDs are, and we know how to find them. So the internet just gets better if you just stay on the Wi-Fi and not try to invent your own internet in this venue. Please, please, just do not turn on the hotspots. 24/7 speed tests are going to go on, and we're going to continuously monitor it. I promise you it will get better. With that, let's go into the venue. Security is a really important thing. This is an open venue. It's going to be open 24/7. You have access to the outside on the other end near the waterfront. You have obviously the main entrance, which all of you came from. So please make sure that you have your wristband and your badges on you at all times. We will not be reissuing a wristband if you end up cutting it off, or if you lose it, or if it wasn't tight enough and it kind of falls out magically. I've heard all versions of these. Make sure that you have them on at all times. Security will be walking around, especially at night, just checking if people have their wristband on. If we find somebody who doesn't have it, they will be asked to leave the venue. So please make sure that you at least have the wristband on at all times. Of course, this is obvious. No wristband also means no entry, which means that you are also in a system. You already also have a ticket. If something goes wrong, we can use that as proof. Make sure that you don't lose your wristband. And please do not leave your belongings unattended. Of course, there's a lot of you here. Your team members are going to maybe watch your stuff, but we just want to give everybody a reminder that do not fall asleep for 8 hours with your laptop on, or just go somewhere out to take a break and have that assurance that everything will be okay. We want to make sure you keep your stuff with you. We'll try our best to make this an environment where you don't have to worry about these things, but please do not assume that everything you can, wherever you leave, is going to be where it is. There could be a lot of things that could be misplaced. Quick things about the venue. Everybody who came in earlier saw a lot of the workshop schedules and how the whole venue was set up. And you may have noticed that suddenly this is a much bigger floor than it used to be 2 hours ago. And that's because we have turned all of this thing into the hacking space. So from here on until Sunday, this whole area is going to be used for hacking. And the last workshop room that was on the other end is what we're going to be using for judging and just for you to relax. There's a mini lounge there, but everything else is now a hacking space. Not a lot for you to worry about or kind of really know here. You know where the food is. You know where all of our amazing partners are. There's some lounges on the other side, but the rest is just hacking, and that's pretty much it. The bathrooms are upstairs in case you haven't been there yet, and that's pretty much the lay of the land. There's also a quick note to just take some amazing selfies. All of you are here as a team. So many of you are meeting each other for the first time. So many of you are meeting us, the ETHGlobal team, for the first time. Come say hi to us. Come say... Well, take a selfie with the rest of your team, especially if you met them from different parts of the world, and you get to have a digital memorabilia of this whole weekend. So check that out. It's right at the front entrance. Let's cover a few more things. Communication. Everything we do is going to be on Discord, which means any announcements, anything that changes, if we were behind on something even by 5 minutes, we're going to first update the website, and then we're going to announce it entirely and only on Discord. All of you who are registered will have automatic permissions to see all those messages. If you don't have this yet, come find us. If there's an error, if you haven't logged into your dashboard, you'll see an obvious button that says Connect Discord, and that's how you will know what's going on. Anything we communicate will be over there, and the website is a source of truth. You can just go over to ethglobal.com/discord. You'll be redirected, and all that stuff will be automatically managed for you. And everything, again, is public about this event, which means the schedule, the website, all the specifics around how everything works, even your projects after the event ends, all of this will be public. And everything is on the website, which you can find very handy by going to ethglobal.com/NYC. This has literally all the details you need and the primary source of truth. And of course, please remember that you're in person. You can just talk to each other. If somebody is not responding to you on Discord, you're trying to reach a partner, and you don't know if they're there yet, just walk up to where they are. Talk to them in person. If you're really stuck on a problem and you don't know how to do something, just shout, "Who knows React here?" And maybe 10 hands will go up and you get unblocked. So actually try to go out of your way to meet new people, because I know a lot of you are going to end up playing a massive role in the next 5 years in this space. So we hope that happens more organically, but also just remind you that you can do this. How does the hackathon work? Very simple overview of some of the rules and how everything is set up for this weekend. Hacking begins officially at 9 p.m., which is 35 minutes from now. That's when you can officially kind of start working on your projects. It's okay, some of you brainstormed early on, but we want to give everybody 36 hours, which starts from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. on Sunday. You can work with a team of up to 5 people. And it doesn't mean you have to have a team. If you want to do something and challenge yourself for this weekend, a lot of people are trying to do this, you can totally work on a project that you personally are excited about and use it as a way to really get yourself up to speed. So you're allowed to hack solo, but of course it's a lot easier when you have people making it easy for you to get to the right outcome and not having to be in a situation where you have to do all the work. Submissions are due at 9 a.m. and all of that is going to happen on your Hacker dashboard, and we're going to send a lot of reminders, so don't worry if you forget. You get an email, you get automatic notifications on the Discord, you probably even have a calendar invite, and we're going to come shout at you to make sure you submit at 9. Rules and criteria. This is the most important thing about this weekend. Anything that you build this weekend must be done from scratch, which means you cannot build on a pre-existing personal project, which falls into a couple categories. One is you cannot add features to something you've already done in the past, even if those features are new, but the project existed. And you cannot say, hey, I had this thing in this way, and I'm going to convert the same thing to maybe run on a different chain or just change a couple of things so it runs on a different environment, but it's the same project with the same idea. Those things are not allowed. You, of course, are allowed to use open source software, open source library. You don't have to reinvent every single way to interface with any protocol. If you find something that's publicly and properly licensed on GitHub, absolutely allowed to use that and fork it and use that code base to branch off on top. But anything you've done personally, even if it's a previous ETHGlobal event, you cannot extend it. Want to make sure it's fair for everybody, and that's kind of how we get to do that. And we actually do check all the commits. So even if you end up winning some prize and we didn't have the time to check it on the spot on Sunday, we will kind of come in and message you that this is not allowed as part of the rules. Also, only people who checked in and RSVP'd are allowed to win any prizes. So if you had a team member that's on your team member dashboard, but they didn't actually show up because something didn't happen according to plan and didn't actually make it here in person, they will be automatically kicked out from your team at midnight. And if you end up winning a prize, it would only go to the people who were registered on the team at the point of submission, which means if you also forget to add a team member on Sunday, that person will not get any prizes. So please, please, please make sure that the team formation on the dashboard is reflecting the reality of who your team is. These are just a couple of small things. Of course, there's probably 5 other edge cases that we run into all the time. If you have any other questions, come find me, come find anybody on the ETHGlobal team, and we'll just happily clarify any of those situations for you. And there's a lot of amazing things for everybody from a beginner to an expert. 33% of you here are discovering what's possible for the very first time. So we want to make sure it's a great experience for all of you. And that's also why we record everything, which means if you found something that was interesting but really didn't have the time because it was too fast to see what was going on, you can go to ethglobal.tv, watch that same workshop, press pause, full screen it, and see what actually happened on the code, and do all of that on demand. You can then also go to your dashboard and see the exact repo that talk used, because you can see the code base. We try to make sure everything is public and easily accessible for you, and all of that is on your dashboard. So as long as you're logged into ethglobal.com, you'll be fine for this entire weekend. And everything from this ceremony to the workshops to what Sunday is going to be about is recorded and live streamed. So hello everybody on the live stream, and we'll see you again Sunday, and all of you here this weekend. All right, so mentorship is a key piece. These are all of our amazing mentors. You can find them very obviously. If you see anybody here, they're willing to help. They're there available to make your lives easier. So anybody in this jacket, go come find them and ask them any questions that you have, whether it's Solidity, whether it's front end, whether it's back end, even design, all of that will be helped and answered across the way. You may also run into some edge cases, which will have you figure this out on your own. Let's talk about judging. The most important piece for this weekend is making sure that you get your project submitted. The way judging works is that submissions are due at 9 a.m. on Sunday. When you submit, you'll be asked to choose between 2 submission judging tracks, the main judging or the partner judging. Both of these are happening at the same time, but here's the difference. In the main judging track, you are opting in to also be eligible for being one of the top 10 teams for this hackathon. And for the partner judging, you are only opting in to look at all of our partner prizes, which are listed on the website. If you do the partner judging only, that means you get to go present to all of the partners, and they get to pick if you end up winning their prize. And that's pretty much it. If you go on the main judging, you also have to go through a separate round of judging with a separate set of judges who will determine if you are eligible to be one of the top 10 teams, but it also lets you do all the partner prizes. So that means you would have to present your project N+1 times in the main judging route. What is N here? N is the number of prizes you selected that you want to be eligible for. If you pick 3 sponsors to pick the prizes for, in the partner judging route, you have to go to each of them individually and demo your project 3 times. In the main judging track, it would be 3 + 1, so you have to demo your project 4 times. So make sure that you pick wisely. You don't just select all. It's not really a good strategy. We've seen this happen a lot of times. Really optimize for something that's really fun, and don't try to optimize for just prizes. It's about making something that you are excited about, not necessarily something that everybody thinks may be good. There's going to be some other edge cases too. Don't worry, there's a whole page on how all the nuances of judging works. I'll cover a couple of other things. First, and most importantly, we don't know what's in your head. So if you forget to specify that you wanted to apply for this prize from a partner, there's no other way for anybody to know that you wanted to do that. So when you were submitting it, make sure you double check that you selected the right prize and the right partner for all of this. And that's all we need. And the second you do that, all the partners will also get a notification. They'll get to see who to expect. So they'll also be expecting you, so they know that this project is still waiting to present to them. You can go present to them at their booths. There's going to be another map here in the morning on Sunday to see where everybody's situated. And the order in the case of main judging does not matter. So you can go to the partners first, or go to the main judging after, or the other way around, or in the middle. It could be out of order. It's going to be treated on a first-come, first-served basis, so we manage the queuing a lot better. It's okay if you're not able to parse all of this thing. I know I'm throwing a lot of everything at you, but we have a full document explaining all these things. I just wanted to make sure I highlight the key differences. This is how judging works. This is applicable to all partners and the main judging. Each team will have 4 minutes to demo. And we really recommend that you record a video demo in case something goes wrong, whether it's your app's no longer working, or something goes wrong with the internet, or something related to a testnet or mainnet transaction, the gas prices bumps up. You never know what's going to happen. So just as a backup, record a video demo, but we do want to ensure that you do a live demo so that we can also get a guarantee that everything actually works and it's not hard-coded. Submission will take you at least 30 minutes, if not more. You're going to have to specify how you're using a different protocol, as if you're applying for a prize. You have to write a lot more detail around the tech stack. You have to write a lot of information about how everything works and why you chose to work on it. You cannot just do this thing in 5 minutes. It's not just the project name and 3-4 screenshots. You have to kind of give a lot of proof that of how you're using different protocols. So at least 30 minutes is what you want to bucket for filling this out. And we really recommend you don't do this thing last minute. This happens every time. It will take you some time, especially if you're recording a video, because you may realize that I could have done this better and you want to do a whole new retake. All these things happen. We want to make sure that you are making yourself look at your best. And all these details are going to be available on the dashboard. So soon you can just walk through the project submission page and just see all the steps and all the pieces that you need, so you can actually get ahead of filling out and getting all that information filled out beforehand. Summarizing all, make the submission really good, because if you are not available for somebody to answer any questions, they can just look at the description. They can look at your code. They can look at what you're using and how and what line you use this protocol. It makes everybody's life easier, and we also get to actually announce the winners on time at 3 p.m. Otherwise, you run into situations where we couldn't verify something, so we have to now give it another day, which I'm sure you don't want to wait for, because you want to know if you won something. So make the submissions good, because it not only makes you look better, but it makes everybody's life a lot more easier, and also you get to look way more impressive. Code of conduct. This is an in-person event. There's people from all across the world. There's a lot of cultures. There's a lot of things that we all care about. The rules and the code of conduct for being in this venue is very simple. You can check out everything on ethglobal.com/rules, but I'll summarize this thing in 2 lines. Please be respectful to everybody out here. Harassment in any form will not be tolerated. If somebody is behaving the way they shouldn't, come find anybody on the ETHGlobal team. Come find me, flag it, send us an email, send us a tweet. We'll respond, and we'll act on it immediately. We want to make sure that everybody here is feeling welcomed and is welcomed. And the most important piece, anything that you build here belongs to you and you as a whole team. So you own all IP. Neither ETHGlobal, nobody else, none of our partners have any intellectual property rights to what you built. So anything that comes out of it, you are free to use in any form after because it solely belongs to all of you. Anything else that I missed, you can just come find us, message us on Discord, email, Twitter, any platform. We're monitoring all of it for the rest of the weekend. So that's all the key logistics. Now what I want to do is bring on some amazing people to share their excitement for why they're here and what you can do actually with a lot of their protocols and a lot of their technologies. So you're going to come on for 2 minutes each, and they'll quickly share who they are, what they do, and how you can get involved in that ecosystem, and also how you can. Let's welcome Sarah from Filecoin on stage. Please give her a big round of applause.
Okay. Hi guys and girls. Good to meet all of you. I'm Sarah. So I lead dev experience for the Filecoin VM. We have people from IPFS, libp2p, Filecoin, FVM. So we're here to help. So I'm going to run through really quickly on what Filecoin can do. So if any of you are new to Filecoin or are new to some of the capabilities that we just launched this year, Filecoin covers decentralized storage and compute. And so now you can compute the data that you have stored on Filecoin. Just so you know, some stats for you guys, some context. We are one of the largest decentralized storage networks out there. We have a ton of data storage capacity. We have a ton of data stored as well. If you're wondering, a petabyte is about 1,000 terabytes, and then an exabyte is about 1,000 petabytes. So that's kind of where we stand in terms of storage capacity. So there is a ton of data and a ton of use cases that you can do now that you can compute that data as well. So I'm going to run through the price structure really quickly. We have a total bounty of 20K. There are 3 grand prizes that we will give, about 2,500 for each of them. And we have a pool prize of up to 15 teams, capped at about 1,250. So impress us with your cool ideas. I'm going to give you a sense of some of the projects that we're looking out for. So our key challenge statement here is called deweb it. So if you have like an existing application or service that you know in the real world has like good viability in the market, and you want to make that decentralized, especially with all the data components that you have, Filecoin and IPFS are great for storage. Any project that you do around that will definitely get you a prize. Qualifying technologies include Filecoin, FVM, IPFS, Lilypad, which is our compute over data framework, Web3.storage, Saturn for retrievals, libp2p, and a whole bunch. I mean, this is enough, right? So if you want to check out more on those, scan the QR code. It will bring you to all the resources to get you started. And there are repos that you can fork really, really easily. Some of the key use cases that we're looking out for, if you attended the talk earlier on from my awesome teammate, Zach, that would cover data DAOs. That is a really big use case for us. We are keeping an eye out for that. That kind of think of it as a crowdsourced data management DAO. DeFi use cases, programmable storage markets, so anything to do with storage workflows, if you're building cool tools, these are things that we will look out for. Anything that has a compute over data component using Bacalhau or Lilypad, one of our decentralized frameworks for computation, will also be something that we're super interested in. So if you have any questions for your ideas, you kind of want to bounce them off us, we are all at the booth. We also kind of have the neon vest, but it has a huge Filecoin logo at the back. So definitely come approach us and yeah, come talk to us. Cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. Next up is Sasha from 1inch. Please give her a big round of applause.
Hey, hello. Thank you. How are you doing today? Guys, raise your hands for those who are hacking for the first time, please. Just want to see and welcome to the club. Welcome, guys. And OGs, who are OGs? At least 2 hackathons in Ethereum Global. Wow, also very good. So I'm really proud to tell you that actually, and we'll keep this story all the time, that 1inch was developed at the ETHGlobal New York hackathon in 2019. And I will keep sharing this story because I want to say that actually you can do this. What is this? This is 70% of aggregation market share, 10 million unique wallets, and other numbers, but the most important one, it's actually 150 people all over the globe, contributors who really want, who really care, and who develop the DeFi ecosystem. Applause to my team and all of them around the globe. What we are actually prepared for you here. First, it's one-inch Fusion API. We released Fusion API last year. It's a swap API with MEV protection, with gasless function, and anything that you have in your mind, please do this and share it with our team. Second bounty is token plugins. We released token plugins in Ethereum Global Paris, and this is new feature which allows you to actually do airdrop referral system without staking the tokens. More details on our devs on the booth. Another feature is actually very new for this hackathon is the one-inch developer portal. Our backend lead told me this is actually the bridge from Web 2 to Web 3 devs. So if you have any questions, Tanner is there. Go and ask them questions. And my favorite track is Open DeFi. If you have any innovative ideas who will contribute to the ecosystem and bring next billion users, please feel free to hack. And let's build, change, and innovate. I'm really glad. Thank you a lot, and good luck, guys. One more important thing is like you also have to have fun here. This is very important.
Awesome. All right, next up, Hunter from Arbitrum. Let's give him a big round of applause.
GM guys, how's it going?
Take that back with you after.
Gotcha. Cool. How's it going, guys? How we doing? Good? Nice. Okay. All right. Thank you for clapping. My name is Hunter. I do community strategy at Off-Chain Labs, the company that originally built Arbitrum. And today we're going to talk about some Arbitrum-related stuff. Actually, very specifically, Arbitrum Stylus. So Arbitrum Stylus, in a nutshell, is essentially the ability to write Rust, C, C++ based smart contracts, all on an Arbitrum chain. In this case, this includes EVM plus equivalence, which is essentially EVM and WASM all on one chain together. It includes composability, which is like the ability essentially for like Solidity-based or even like Rust-based smart contracts to actually interact with each other all on one chain. It's secure, so it's essentially backed by the same fraud proofs that exist on Arbitrum today. It's fast and, of course, extremely cheap. And I think that's one of the really interesting things about it is that, very specifically if you're using Rust, because it's a language that's been around for so long, it's able to benefit from all the existing tooling and libraries that's been out there already, and really enables for really cool applications like gaming, AI, and even generative art, all on chain. So really interesting stuff. On to the actual bounties. The foundation's actually sponsoring it with about $20,000 in bounties, 10,000 going to the best library/framework, as well as the best technology created for Stylus, 5,000 going to the most original and the most ambitious projects built on Stylus, and $5,000 as well, just distributed between any qualifying submissions. And of course, if you want to actually take a look at Stylus, kind of test it out before you actually use it, you can scan this QR code for the Hacker Toolkit. And of course, we have a booth over there. So if you want to have any questions or just want to talk to us about it, feel free to come by. And there's also the Discord channel in the ETHGlobal Discord server. So if you have any questions at all, we're going to be dropping a lot of alpha in there about Stylus. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what you guys build. Thank you.
Thanks, Hunter. Next up, please give a massive round of applause for Tony from Polygon.
Thank you, sir. Well done.
Hello, GM. Hi, everyone. I'm Tony from Polygon, and I've come to give you free money. What does that look like? Anybody wants free money? Excellent. So let's just run through the various ways you could earn free money. Like, you're guaranteed to actually have fun here, but you could also get paid, right? So simple ways that you could get paid is that your project absolutely has to stand out in your narrative and in your code. Simplest way for you to actually get started with Polygon is I want you to deploy on the ZK EVM, and specifically the ZK EVM. I know that everybody associates Polygon with POS, but we have the ZK EVM testnet that you could actually get started with. This is ideal for anybody and everyone, so you could actually deploy your particular project and get started as soon as possible. And a really cool tip is that if you need ZK EVM testnet ETH, you could please hit up the XMTP QR code if you go over to their booth and they'll send you testnet ETH using XMTP. There's also the LXLY bridge, and this particular bounty is for people who have a little bit more experience with the ZK EVM, and it facilitates cross-chain transactions. So you could build like a claim UI that shows unclaimed transactions, or you could build a cross-chain Open Zeppelin governor that essentially powers the governance across chain. You also have Polygon ID, where you could build verifiable credentials into your particular application. And a really cool idea is that I'm looking out for somebody who's going to build a Lens VC app using Polygon ID. That is like instant points. Remember, free money, okay? And lastly, public goods. Just make sure that you actually build something that is a verifiable public good, and you turbocharge it with account abstraction, and yeah, that's it. So thank you very much. Let's make something great.
Awesome. Next up, we have Daniel from Scroll. Please give him a big round of applause.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for the introduction. I am Daniel Helm. I lead the developer relations team at Scroll. If you don't know what we do, we're building a layer 2 network for scaling Ethereum through zero-knowledge proofs. Okay, there's some jargon here. If you're one of the 33% that are new to Web3, this can be overwhelming. Come talk to us at the booth if you want to learn more about the technology. But the TLDR, anything you can do on Ethereum, you can do on Scroll, but cheaper, faster, and with a higher throughput, all right? So if you want to get into our prizes, I think a lot of people are excited about that. You can take whatever you would deploy on mainnet EVM, copy, paste, and deploy it to Scroll just by acquiring some Sepolia ETH, changing your RPC and deploying, and verifying your contract. That is what it takes to be eligible for the Scroll prizes. We are going to be giving out a $7,000 pool prize to everyone that walks through those steps. And then we'll have 3 winners that win $2,000 and another 3 that win $1,000. I'm going to leave this QR code up here for as long as possible. This will get you in a Telegram group that has a bot with a faucet, get you your Sepolia ETH. If you're deploying really complex stuff and getting a lot of prizes, deploy on us. If you're deploying and learning hard hat for the first time, come to our booth. We'll help you out. And thank you for coming to ETH New York.
Just a few more to go. Next up is Talon from Uniswap Foundation. Please give him a big round of applause.
Hey guys, is this on? Okay, cool. Hey guys, my name's Tylen, and I lead DevRel at the Uniswap Foundation. And what I want to say is I want to give you all a big welcome to where it all started for us. Here in New York, this was the first version of Uniswap ever created when you could only exchange ETH for Uni. We can safely say that since then, we've done a lot. With over 1.5 trillion in trading volume, we've made New York the DeFi capital of the world. And we're nowhere near being done. This summer, we announced Uniswap v4. And what Uniswap v4 does is it busts open the door for developers of all type to get into DeFi and build applications we've never seen before. And these applications are what y'all will be building at this hackathon. Because we've got infinite design possibilities. You can create something as cool as an NFT-gated pool that only allows people that have Bored Ape, Yacht Club NFTs to swap on a pool, or you can create innovative new solutions for LPs that allow them to deposit their capital that's not concentrated outside into yield-bearing protocols like Aave. Now, why is this super exciting? Because we've got $20,000 in bounties, and we've got our first ever hookathon happening here at ETHGlobal New York. And these prizes are going to be awarded to the most innovative and unique hook designs and projects that you're building. We'll be giving out 3 awards to the hookathon. We'll be also giving out awards to developer tooling built on Uniswap, as well as an open innovation prize that is going to be given to whoever builds the best project on Uniswap v3 or v4. I can't wait to see what you guys hack. If you have any questions, we're at the booth over there in the corner. Thank you guys so much, and look forward to seeing all your projects.
I can't wait to see all the cool V4 hooks. All right, next up we have Tom from Wallet Connect. Please give Tom a big round of applause.
Cool. Hey, everyone. Who's a fan of crypto UX? Yeah, none of you. All right, we're here to fix that. We're a protocol that enables two parties to connect. So you might be knowing us for connecting wallets and dApps. So that's what we do. And here's our product suite. So we have the wallet side, the modal side, which represents dApps, and a really cool new alpha around communication, i.e. notifications and chat. So Web3 Wallet is what you might be using with wallets that you've mainly connected towards. So it's a big gateway, something we're really proud of. dApps is something where we also started on. We have cool new features coming in Web3 Modal. We just shipped V3 beta, so new UX like EIP 6963 and email login and stuff will be coming soon. The fun thing that we want to celebrate and get you guys hacking on primarily is Web3 Inbox. How do you unlock better use cases with notifications and chat? Cool, and this is also our app just showcasing some of this, what we've been building on. Let's just get into this. 20K up for grabs. We've got 5 tracks coming up. Web3 Inbox, this is the one that we want to provide most value on. There's around 8K up for grabs. Web3 Inbox, Web3 Modal is to use our new V3 on beta. So there's around 5K there. And mobile is where we started. That's our bread and butter. So we want you guys to build some cool mobile dApps. And then the last few ones is innovation. Go build some wild stuff. ZK, account abstraction, passkeys, whatever you guys want to do. And then the pooled prize is pretty much anyone who uses an SDK. So go have fun, get started with Wallet Connect. Here's the website, docs, GitHub. Happy hacking. Cheers.
Thanks, Tom. And finally, we have Penrin from WorldCoin. Please give him a big round of applause.
Hello, everyone. Excited to see all of you. Definitely some familiar faces. So I'm Ian, or Penrin. I lead DevRel at WorldCoin. And you might know what WorldCoin is. You might not know what WorldCoin is. But the question we help answer is, how do you know who or what is a real and unique person? We do that with World ID, our proof of personhood protocol. We do this with this device, the orb. We have it at our booth if you want to see it in person. We even have a clear one you can see inside. The orb makes sure that you're real and not a photo of a human. You're not a cat or a dog. You're like a real living person. Uses photos of your iris to calculate an iris code, non-reversible, and checks that that's unique, and uses that to verify your World ID, your self-custodial digital identity stored in our mobile app on your device. Orb's been in development since early 2020, gone through a lot of revisions. It's gotten really great. The Orb's also open source. 95% of the hardware is. Security and tamper-resistant hardware isn't, for hopefully obvious reasons. World ID has a couple proof of personhood credentials. Orb Biometrics is the gold standard, super strong, highly confident you're a unique human. Phone number is the other end, super accessible to a wide portion of the global population, but it's much weaker proof of personhood. Getting 2 phone numbers is pretty easy. World ID is built to be privacy first, decentralized, and open source. And there's lots of things you can use World ID for. Voting makes a lot of sense. You want to know that it's actually a person voting, not a bot, and that that person's only voting once. On social media, you want to know it's a real person. Customer incentives is one I find pretty interesting. I've signed up for a bunch of different emails to get a ton of 2-week free trials for Netflix, but they kind of don't like it when I do that. And if they use World ID, I wouldn't get to do that. World ID is super easy to integrate. You can use either sign in with WorldCoin. It's an OpenID Connect provider, no different than implementing sign in with Google, just like you would in your Web 2 app, or use anonymous actions to know users performing a specific action only one time and that they are not a bot. We've got 20 grand in prizes. You can also read these on the website. I think most of them are pretty self-explanatory. I won't spend too much time on them. And let's build together. This link, worldcoin.org/NYC23. This has a Notion page with way more information than what I just went over here. Goes over our bounties, template repositories, other resources, documentation, everything you need to know to be successful building on World ID here at ETHGlobal New York 2023. Thank you.
Thank you. Those were all of our amazing partners. Please give all of them, once again, a massive round of applause. All right. I know you saw a bunch of prizes already called out. I'm going to just do a quick summary of what all of them are. and then we'll get back to building. $500,000 in prizes to be won. So just to quickly summarize, 1inch WorldCoin, Uniswap Foundation, Wallet Connect, and Arbitrum are giving $20,000 in prizes each. Filecoin, Gnosis, Chain, Polygon, and Scroll are also giving $20,000 each. Mantle, Biconomy, Starknet, The Graph, UMA, Celo, XMTP, MetaMask, Lens, XDC, Axiom, ApeCoin, Ethereum Foundation, Base, Hyperlane, Aave Grainstyle are also giving $10,000 each in prizes. And so is Airstack, Mask, Near, Unlimited Crypto, Cartesi, ENS, Neon EVM, and Safe. And XLR, Allies, and Unlock. All of these are also giving out $10,000 each for building on their protocols to simplify what you're trying to do without having to do all of this from scratch. And then we have Flashbots, Alio, Privy, Compound, and Lit Protocol. They're going to be giving $5,000 in prizes each. So that's a summary of just what the amounts are. You can check out a lot more details. So Sunscreen, Mona, QuickNote, Fuel, and Nouns are also doing 5K. And all the specifics of how you can win those prizes, which means details around documentation, the specific criteria, what does and doesn't qualify, any nuances, specifically starter kit repo, so you can just start from a built-up starter pack, GitHub clone. All that is on the website. If you click on each of those prize names, you'll get to that specifics. And you can also watch their workshops there so you can catch up on how to use them. All that is on the website. With that, I want to just make one final note, which is if you are still looking for a team and you're trying to find team members, whether it's you want to join a team or you need somebody with a specific skill set to come join your team, all that is going to happen at 9:30, which is exactly 35 minutes from now, on my right and your left in workshop room 1. We're going to just do a team formation session so you can actually pitch ideas or pitch your skills and join somebody who's still looking to be part of a bigger team. Last but not least, please pace yourself. We want to make sure you are healthy this weekend. We don't want this to be exhausting for you. We want to make sure you get some rest. We want you to have fun. We want you to learn. At the end of the day, if you end up answering the question that did I get better at something than I was on Friday, that is what a win is, not just some arbitrary dollar amount that you may or may not win. That's not how we want to measure this. This is all about learning and experimentation, and we really want you to have fun. So thanks, everybody, for being here, and let's get back to hacking.